Yo, what is going on, boys and girls? Welcome back to another stock collection, another video. As you've seen from the thumbnail, we'll get into them in a minute. But what another wonderful collection. This is actually separate to the one I've been working on. If you haven't seen last week's videos, you should probably go and check them out, because I purchased a collection what I initially thought was over 800 models, but it turned out to be over 1,000 models. Every day since, I've been listing on the eBay store, 15-hour days. But the phone call went, Joe, got a collection. I actually bought a lot of it off you over the years, is how it went. I was like, say less, off we go. So this was a 9-hour road trip this morning. The alarm went off at 4 o'clock this morning. So if I'm looking a little bit tired, a little bit wired, honestly, it's because I'm exhausted at the minute. Not moaning though, I'm living the dream, chasing the dream. And if the phone call goes, you got to stop what you're doing. You got to go and get it. So let's flip this around and let's have a little look at what we purchased. So this is part of the collection. This is some of the vintage stuff. There was also a load of like Vanguards, which I've purchased, modern TV stuff, a load of everything if I'm honest, but this is the best stuff that I want to share in the video. And yeah, there's some stunning examples. Everything in front of us is original. There's some special stuff dotted around, which we will go and check out in a minute. But like always, no plan. Let's just swoop down the aisles. Let's see some of the things that we can see. Let's kick it off with the Ilman Imp. Always a great model. Red interior. Little dusty, but we haven't given anything a wipe. I actually got all these down off the shelving, including the Vanguards. I had to box everything up. So it took a little bit of time this morning in Lincoln. But you know what? This is awesome. I'm chuffed to have some of these. And of course, I actually sold a gentleman most of this collection over a space of 6 or 7 years. And I was opening things up like the Ecurie Ecosse. And if you've ever bought something off me in the eBay store, you'll see I put like a little sheet of paper in there basically thanking you for the order. Check out the eBay store. Don't forget to check me out Instagram, Facebook. I opened the box up and that was still inside and that pleased me. So yeah, literally memory lane is what we're doing there. But yeah, let's have a little look through some of these models then. As I said, ignore the dust on them. That's going to be the next thing I do before taking photos of them. But yeah, the Lancia Fulva, I always think this is a great little model. Fulvia, if you want to put a bit of a Italian swaz on it, but the MGA sports car anyway. Look at that in the harder to find box. So basically this box happened because they run out of the normal one with the picture on there. Rather than stopping the production line, let's get an empty box out there, plain box, let's just stamp the side, and that's how it is. But that makes that more desirable because there's less of them out there. I think that's awesome. The Lotus Mark 11 in silver, so that's a bit more desirable. Again, nice example. You got the Hennikel bubble car. A lot of people mix this up with the Isetta. It's not an Isetta, that's an Isetta. Very similar looking things, but different. However, pretty cool if you ask me. Directly behind that, let's go do this row then first. We've got the Chrysler Imperial, stunning example. You got to watch as well. The glazing is so prone to cracking on these, even in boxed examples. So it's lovely to see that one is all there. Of course, you got that little surprise golf clubs in the boot too. Both original figures. Great box. Lovely. There's a lot of these got paperwork as well, which is pretty good. But yeah, you got the Lotus Elan Coupe in the red. Of course, you can get the chassis off on that if you really wanted to. The Consul Classic. Look at this. That colour scheme, though. It's stunning. There's no other word for it. I know I throw words like that around in this video, but genuinely, they really, really are. One small little nick there, though. But for the most part, that is in near mint original condition. Great tyres as well. And look at the colours on that box. So vibrant. Then you've got the Jaguar here. Do we have luggage? Yes, we do have. Oh, we've got both of them in there, which is how we like to find it. Nice example. Again, a little dusty. We'll clean that up. You got the Ferrari right next to it. Another lovely example. I always enjoy these. That's the one thing you got to check as well. Open the rear engine cover. Make sure it's got the spare wheel. And make sure it's got 2 exhausts because they often go missing. But yeah, what a lovely example that is. Then you've got the Oldsmobile Tornado next to it. This, of course, with a little flip-up headlights. If you can just get it in focus there. There we go. But that is stunning. They did this with or without the tow bar. This is without the tow bar. That is in pretty much mint condition, isn't it? In all fairness, I never like to say mint, so I'll always say near mint. Because I know a lot of you looking on the eBay listings, you're like, George, you're saying it's near mint, but where's the damage? And honestly, a lot of the time there's not. But I know, you always get that one person, right? How can I say it in that way? That has a different definition to what I do. So I always play a model down. A lot of you say that, better than described. It's always better to play it down because you can come up from there. If someone thinking they're getting something perfect and then you get one or two little nicks on it, like, look, there's a little bit of wax in the window there. We'll clean that up. But that is another lovely example, isn't it? Of course, all original, and the box, stunning. And also the Marcus, right? The 1800 GT with the Volvo engine. Look how white that car is. A lot of these actually like do discolor a little bit, really. You can see them with a bit of a yellow tinge on it. But this is as bright as the day it comes. God, you can tell that hasn't been opened very often. How stiff that is as well. That's stunning. Of course, with the racing figure inside. What a beautiful model. Yeah, very nice. Very excited over that. As I said, no matter how many models come in over the years, this feeling, this is my favourite part, the hunt, the chase, the buying, the looking. And then, of course, the selling for I can go buy some more. But this is where I really, really appreciate it and just fall in love with things no matter how many times I get them. Cooper Maserati, very nice. Triumph Aero Coupe, Buick Riviera. I know I've showed working Transalite lights in the past. But as you can see, literally rear slot there, cover the light up, brilliant. Oh yeah, there is a little bit of dust on some of these, isn't it? Sorry, maybe I should have done that actually before I filmed the video, but you know what, I was excited. So here we go. Anyway, the Ghia L64 with a Chrysler V8, beautiful. The Corvette Stingray, again, little pop lights in it. Jaguar E-Type Rover 2000, same thing with the working Transalite. Volkswagen Carmen Ghia, being a Volkswagen man, I'm always going to pick it up. Yeah, we do. We have the spare tyre in there, which sometimes if you give that a bit of a push, it actually opens that up. Yeah, we've got luggage in there too. Very nice. You can tell these haven't been really played with, how stiff the parts are to open on them. And of course, you've got the rear engine cover in there too, with the clear plastic. You can't quite make it out on there, but it is a clear plastic over the air-cooled engine. Very cool. Then you've got the MG GT, luggage in the back too. So everything, right, luggage-wise, that our accessories that should be with vehicles, we actually have it. So that is extremely pleasing me, if I'm honest. Renault 16, got a blue one of these on the eBay store at the moment. Artwork, fantastic. Great model, lovely condition. We also got the London Transport Routemaster bus. Bit of an odd scale for Corgi, if I'm honest, when you're thinking about these. But you know what? It's not out of place, but it's not 1/43rd, is it, like the vehicles? But look at that London Bridge. I like that. Very nice indeed. Great example. Austin Paramoke. It's got the parachute and stuff in there as well. One of the best artwork minis, in my opinion. I love that. Look at the little dog there as well. Great. Very nice example. That comma set. Oh, go on. You're going to have to have a look at it. By the way, that is very, very nice in the box too. Near mint condition. But this comma set, we've got to check it out too. Look at that. Look at the condition. Very, very nice indeed. Importantly, the polystyrene on these, which is very, you know, it's so fragile, it can just easily break. It is all there. All the accessories are there. And that polystyrene is clean. There's no graffiti written all over it. You know, a couple of indentations on the back. That's what I mean. It's so easy and prone to actually getting damaged. That is fantastic. Great example. Then we've got the Rolls Royce here. Again, another beautiful model. Near mint in its original box. Fantastic artwork. Wow, look at that. What a beauty. Then we've also got the Hillman Hunter. That's in near mint. It's got the Kangaroo in there too. Decals have been applied to the car, as you can see. More great artwork. Love the map underneath as well, which is a route it would have taken. I'd love to do something like that myself in real life. That would be incredible. But yeah, stunning model. Original Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I think the window box, the window in the box might have been replaced at some point in the past. However, the model is in stunning condition. The rest of it is completely original. Of course, 1967 in the bottom corner down here, because the more modern one that they did in that style of box, people try and pass them away as the original one, which is naughty. You'll never see nothing like that here. So let's pop that there. So you got the Astro one. I need a little bit of a cleanup on the window there. Some old residue, probably off a price sticker. But great example. Really nice model. You got the Citroen SM. Again, another lovely one. And these are the ones that got Maserati engines in them. Away from all, the Maserati was done very, very similar to that model, wasn't it? I do believe it does. I could be wrong though. But yeah, that's nice. Obviously, two colours that you get in. You see it in mostly the purple. I think that is nicer than the purple, personally. Not just saying it because that's the one that's in front of me. But I do think it is. Let's pop that there safely. You're going to notice some loose corgis down the front. I was going to go to spot on them, but we'll do some loose corgis first. All original. Batman is in beautiful condition too. Batboat, little dusty. You can see the Avengers here, the comma. Always love that model. Great one. Man from Uncle. Stunning. Of course, you got a boat there too. Then, spot on, we're going to have to do it. You got the Meadows Frisky here. Completely original with the original box. Very nice indeed. Nice model. All original. You've got the Isetta bubble car that we briefly looked at already. Lovely little powder blue on this. Spot on, just desirable models. They always have been, you know. They're not made in the numbers of what Corgi and Dinky is. But I also love that you can get so many factory flaws in them or odd colours. They will like just send them out. But this Jag Mark 10 here, the gentleman said he paid over £600 for this, and I believe it because they are very desirable. I don't think I've ever had a box one in stock for actual shop stock, but look at that, we've got the photo card here. That's beautiful, very nice to have. The original box is a few creases and scuffs in there. I'm not going to attempt to clean it up. I'd rather show it as it is there rather than trying to make it into something perfect that it is not. The model, however, is very near mint. Look at the condition on that. Little dust will give that a wipe. Completely original. Also in the back, which is nice. You can see the luggage in there. Yeah, that's stunning. I can't imagine these spot-on models being around long because they always go pretty quick. So you've got a lovely little Hilma Minx down there. Then you've got the Morris here with the canoe. Again, all original. Look at that. Beautiful condition. Ignore my donuts. That's my little treat. I am allowed a little treat. But yeah, wow, look at that. Then you got the Joe's Diner little snack bar here. So the comma vehicle. Look at the condition. Beautiful. That is near mint, isn't it? Just looking for any imperfections on there, but that looks probably as good as what you might get, to be fair. Again, all original. The box is very crisp too. That is stunning, but my personal favorite coming up last, and that's the Ecurie Ecosse gift set. These common racing transporters, I absolutely adore them. It's my favorite Corgi casting. If you've watched this channel for years, you'll always know me bang on about the Ecurie Ecosse, how much I love it. But we've got to take a little look at this box here, because the box is fantastic. Wait until you see the contents. Can I do this one-handed? Yes, we can. Right, here we go. Let's spin this around. Little indentation there, look. And that's from that being sat in there wrong over the years. So you've got this piece of paperwork, original, nice to have. Oh, look at the crisp on that. Love that. Then it's actually the lighter blue one, which is a little bit more desirable. You can see, look at the boxes on the race cars there. Crisp is what they are, very crisp. All original in the packaging is present with it. Yeah, I just pop that there. Of course, it's got the little vice inside the workshop as well. That is stunning. Now, look at this. It's got individual paperwork, which will go in the boxes, but it's got the mostly unused stickers for going on the hubs of the cars. Now, I'd go far as say they're completely unused, but being in the box over the years, a couple of those have fallen off. But how neat is that? What a lovely set. I can't imagine that being around long, if I'm being completely honest with you. But yeah, boys and girls, thank you very much for watching and just, yeah, listening to me bang on about some more Corgi toys. It's an absolute pleasure to share them with you. As I always say, this is awesome. And sharing it with you all back home just brings me massive joy, if I'm honest. But don't forget, you could purchase anything that's here on the table. Time this video drops, they're probably all going to be on the eBay store. So make sure you go and check them out. That's it, of course, if you want to. If you're just watching the videos for nostalgia reasons, that's also cool with me. But boys and girls, I shall see you in another video very, very soon. You know exactly what to do, and I'll see you there. Ta-ra now.